You want to grace us with a little bit of Dylan?
Oh yeah, Bob Dylan's dulcet tone doing it was oh, and then they assigned the song to you. You can just
Oh
pick
no. Okay.
an easy blowing in the wind kind of thing. It was, well, we can get the license to this one, so you're going to do half of Like a Rolling Stone, which is once upon a time you dressed so fine, threw the bump to dime in your prime, didn't you? And on and on
Oh,
like
that
that.
was really good. Bravo. Bravo. Look at
Yes, it's still in there.
excellent.
It
Wow.
refuses to leave my brains.
That's you are still an avid karaoke participant
Yeah,
to
well,
this
yes,
day.
I'm an avid. I still, I have tried to reduce my addiction, and so I'm down to about once a month at the Yetwa,
Okay.
and then once a month at the El Rio, and then once a month at
Okay.
no, no,
That would be like 3 times a month then.
Right,
So you
I
do it
know.
like every week. You're
It's-
probably there every night. You
it's
just
once or twice a month now. Once with a live band at El Rio on the second Tuesday of every month
I want to check
in
that
the
out,
Mission
yeah.
District,
Uh-huh.
and then once a month or more or less with Yetwa, which is only a few minutes from my home. So it's just too easy to go there and get some wonton soup and sing a song.
Very good. Wow. Well, you started as editor in 1969 of the Rolling Stone.
An editor,
An
yes.
ed- okay, and
News
an editor.
associate editor. They had different titles. Yeah.
And so here are some of the people that he has been able to interview: Ray Charles, Paul McCartney, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Bonnie Raitt, the Jackson 5, Linda Ronstadt, Neil Diamond, Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, and on and on. And I'm sure you've heard many of them. Interesting. I have some questions for you now.
You do.
Who that you interviewed was totally different than their image when you got to know them? I mean, who really surprised you?
Steve Martin.
Really?
Yeah, who's out right now with his second Pink Panther.
Yes.
And what that was comedians are often the shyest people, or performers in general, have that flip side to them. Diane Keaton is much the same way, but Steve Martin was the most not excess, but the most dramatic switch. Because here he was at that time, the wild and crazy guy.
A wild and crazy
Banjo
guy?
playing,
Yeah.
bunny ear wearing, arrow through the head, shtick stuff. Very funny guy on stage, very animated, but in person, the most quiet, sober, reflective, thoughtful, intellectual, art-loving, and collecting person, but always brimming with creativity, always ready to be funny if the question called for it. We used to strategize our interviews sometimes for Rolling Stone or for television. I did a little thing here helping the evening magazine show.
I remember John
70s.
Yanahiro and,
Yes,
uh-huh.
Richard Hart.
Richard Hart.
And just as he did with Carson and other shows, Steve would plot things out. Okay, so I'm going to resist. I'm going to like refuse to let you in to the interview. And then you'd say a TV, and then I let you in. And then as you ask questions, I'll just keep standing and sitting. Okay, and you just follow me.
Okay.
And we did it. And there was this hilarious little 8-minute bit that he did purely for a local TV station. But that's just how his mind went. He
That's
was
wonderful.
always thinking what can entertain people. But you could also click the off switch, and he'd be himself. Whereas a Robin Williams, there is no off
there's
switch.
no, there isn't. It's
Right.
broken.
Yeah.
It's been broken a long time. Who is the most talented musician?
Oh, that's hard to say. You know, they're all so amazingly talented to get to the level where they're stars and draw our attention. Rolling Stone.
Now,
So-
were they really talented, or was that before the time where the industry actually builds a musician and puts him out there and it's all marketing? Back then, was it really, truly
Well,
talent?
you can't generalize about performers. There are some who are fabricated and others who are just genuinely geniuses, like a Ray Charles or Sly Stone or Marvin Gaye or Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. All of them are amazingly talented. Then there are those who come along that are put together for a TV show, say the Monkees. But even there, you meet someone like a Michael
David
Nesmith. He is stone brilliant.
From
You
the
know,
Monkees, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
so-
We actually have a question. We have a caller.
We do.
Yeah, so caller, hi, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi.
Sorry, hang on one second. We're just getting the volume up a little. Oh,
Hello?
yes, hi, welcome.
Yeah. I just had a question. I wanted to know if he was on the radio at all. I used to hear him on KFRC.
Yeah, there's a sad story.
Well, tell us, Ben. We
Well,
got
radio.
Calling, that's what
That's right.
Thank you for your call.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
thanks for the memories. Yeah, radio is a sad story. But I was so lucky about a year ago to be invited by KFRC, CBS Radio, to do a weekly show there. And so I did a Sunday show that this gentleman was referring to, 2 hours of pretty much free form. Amazing for a classic hit station that had a pretty tight format of what they allowed to be played. And I'd walk in there and play Dinah Washington to Amy Winehouse. It was just, but I would build bridges between the songs and tell some of the history or offer some reflections, play some snippets of old Rolling Stone interviews, and some new stuff too, newer artists, and just had a blast. But they decided to simulcast KCBS AM onto 106.9 FM, so out we went.
Oh.
And so I loved it. I love radio, always have, always will, and so I'm hoping that there will be another shot somewhere down the line. But I only do it if it's like that. I need to have free form. I have no interest in going there and following a format. So my chances are pretty slim.
He's a rebel. We've found that out at the studio already here. We've been singing. We've been having fun. What was the hardest interview you ever did? One that was just like pulling teeth. You have any of those?
There are some people who, God, I was just watching Joaquin Phoenix. God, on Letterman the other night. He just had nothing. He just wasn't there for an interview, obviously. He was there just for that free water, apparently.
It's good water.
Sometimes, yeah. Most of them are prepped and ready to go, and they want to be in Rolling Stone and do a good job. Others just don't quite got it. And so you are surprised sometimes at the flatness of some of the people. So
Any
now,
that you remember?
having said that, I can't name them now. But,
Because you're hiding something, or you can't.
No,
they don't come to
not
mind
at all.
right now.
They weren't as vivacious and articulate and interesting, and I would have to feed them stories. Okay, well now I read what you said this at that time. Well, what do you think about that? And then they would maybe respond, but you had to do all the work. It's all right, and it's a job.
Yeah, very good. If you had a list of 5 albums that you think that every kid should know. I mean, a parent wants to give their kid a lesson in music. 5 albums that any in particular that you think no?
No, I'm not. I have been forced to make lists like that.
I'm not going to force you.
But it's usually top 25, top 100 songs, top.
How about just like I would
artists.
say Beatles? My kids have heard the Beatles.
Yeah,
love
the Beatles,
Beatles.
ought to be in there, and the Stones ought to be in there. But there ought to probably be a country musician in there. There should
Who
be
do you
some
like?
jazz.
Who's country?
In country, it could be anybody from Patsy Cline to Katie Lang.
Oh, I love
It could
Katie
be Merle
Lang, yeah.
Haggard. It could be Willie Nelson. It could be Bob Wills. Oh man! And then in jazz, Miles Davis or Duke Ellington, or just again a wide variety of artists who helped shape American music. R&B has got to be in there. Probably 3 of the 5 should be R&B in my view. You know, with James Brown and Ray Charles.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chuck Berry and the blues masters from Chess Records and Atlantic Records, and so boy, you can get going. That's why I can't give you 5 albums. It'd be more like 50 probably.
We'll narrow it down to 50.
Yeah.
That's how accurate was the movie Spinal Tap? Did you? I love Spinal Tap. I just thought that was
As
brilliant.
one of the former drummers who did live to tell his story. No. How accurate is a complete parody, you nut.
I know, but I'm saying if that was really how it was. I mean, were bands really that crazy and that out there?
Spinal Tap you're talking about?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, I know they're a made-up band. I know that it's but still, I mean, was that pretty accurate representation that you know? Okay.
No,
not
it's a
at all.
comedy. It's just for laughs. It's like Monty Python. So no, there's nothing to that. Except for the drummers who all die.
Oh, okay.
That part's true. Yeah,
okay.
Sadly. Yeah.
Sadly. So you've done your Bob Dylan for us. So we're gonna get a little bit of Elvis.
Treat me like a fool. Treat me mean and cruel, but love me. Oh boy, I went too high.
Oh, that's wonderful. No, I love that.
Take my faithful heart. Here it goes. Tear it all apart, but love me. So I sang the wrong key. Well, if you There you are.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Just in time for Valentine's Day. I
Yes,
feel very
that's
honored.
right.
Thank you very much for that.
Mon plaisir.
The Rice Room, From Number 2 Son to Rock and Roll. That was your memoir.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like you forgot about that.
The mem's gone out of the memoir.
Very good. And you also have authored many other books. How many books have you done?
7 maybe?
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good. When do you have time between the karaoke and...
I know. Yeah, what a bother it is at work.
Very good.
But, yeah, no. The Rice Room was the memoir. The first book was about Graham Parsons, Hickory Wind. A book on Motown. A book about Top 40 Radio. The hits just keep on coming. 2 collections of my junk. And a book on the Doors. Currently writing one on the Grateful Dead.
Wow.
Well, that's coming out this year from Chronicle Books.
Okay.
And then now currently writing one with Quincy Jones.
Very good. And you have a website up. Can you give us the URL for the website, your website?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's benfongtorres.com.
That's an easy one. Is that
Yeah.
with the hyphen?
No hyphen.
No hyphen.
Dash.
And no S on Rolling Stone magazine.
Yeah.
As we have found out. Thank you. It has been a wonderful pleasure to have you, Ben, here.